You're really laying out some excellent groundwork here, Andre, but what do you think differentiates you from other people that might do similar work when it comes to relationship coaching?
Well, the first thing is who I was as a kid, my hypersensitivity to watching, learning, soaking up everything. You know what I mean? So I'm a sponge. I don't know who else is really spongy like me first. And then my training, the 5 masters that I work with, these are like world-renowned people, right? And it's interesting because each category, they all teach the dynamics of relationships, like I said, anthropology, chemistry, our bodies, energy dynamics. And Dr. Pat Allen in Los Angeles, I trained with her for 3 years. I'm not a therapist, but I was trained by the most famous, men-woman therapist in Los Angeles, Dr. Pat Allen, world famous. 3 years training with a woman. Yeah. All of these fit together. All these different ways to approach the dynamic of men and women fit together. So I have this cocktail with these 5 masters that I think is untouchable. I know is untouchable.
You had mentioned Dr. John Gray, who people might know from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, the whole project, the book series. I had the honor and pleasure of interviewing him on PBS a couple of times, and the approach is really fascinating when you step back and you look at it. So you've taken elements from all of these world-renowned masters and worked them into your own approach.
Yeah, plus my own research, and my own experience with all this. It's interesting because I always say God helps the poor person sitting next to me on the plane because this will happen, right? I'll start a conversation. What do you do?
You do that too?
Oh God! And of course, the polite person will say, "What do you do?"
Right.
I look like this. I look like a musician. They go, so you're in a band? And I go, I'm a relationship coach. What? And then it starts how, what? And next thing you know, obviously
you're coaching.
I'm coaching.
Free session, and here's my card for the rest. Right.
But
it just happens, It
happens all
you're a
the time.
people person, too. And you have to be. You have to really have, and this is a little kudos to you, you have to have that genuine interest in the lives of others to want to help them to attain that peace and that joy and the inner satisfaction and fulfillment. If you didn't really care about it and it was just a career or a job, you wouldn't be effective at it. You wouldn't have all these people that have actually, succeeded through it. So it's something from within that came probably as early as when you were 5.
Absolutely.
That said, you really have this, you understand human behavior and the human condition, and that's what makes a difference.
Yes, it's really fun too. I mean, it's sometimes it feels like I have the owner's manual. Do you know what I mean? I could just basically just go through it with you. This isn't working. Oh, let's see. Well, because there's that much in-depth knowledge.
Right.
And
still acquiring. Life is still being lived, and you have relationship, and your wife and children and family, and and people that you deal with every day, and you see different nuances and different perspectives.
Which is the fascinating part, by the way, because it's basically what I do with everybody that encountered me, like the person on the plane, is I always trying to disprove everything that I've learned that I teach, and they always prove it.
Right.
I was trying to wait for them to go, that's not true, it doesn't work like this for me at all. That's never, and it's I'm always trying to disprove my work, and they always prove it. One after the other.
Right.
So they validate it, then they go, yeah, that's exactly what I feel. That's exactly what happened.
It's almost like putting a mirror up to them. In a way, they're sort of discovering it themselves, but you are the conduit, the facilitator that gets them to realize it and tap in.
And then I show them their part. It's not the man, it's not the woman, it's not them, it's not pointing the finger.
Right.
It's
At
always
anybody.
you. It's a dance. It's you brought that person in somehow, energetically. And what do you got that is what's interesting to you? What's that come from? What happened when you were
If you go back further.
So then it's a discovery that really you're responsible for what's coming into your life, and that's a whole new way of looking at things.
Right.
Instead of blaming, you get to see your part.
And nobody's saying one gender is more valuable or important than the other.
Not absolutely not.
Equally, they have roles and things to offer that are actually a puzzle that really does fit.
That's the whole point.
When it fits right.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's the thing. We're made to fit together, but it's two different pieces, completely two different pieces.